Welcome to Daughters of India. In our last episode, Vivaan spoke about the Golden Girl, P.T. Usha. This Sunday, I'll be talking about the nun who became a saint, Mother Teresa. We will always remember Mother Teresa of Calcutta for her untiring will to help the last ones, the deprived and poor. Today she is a saint, celebrated all over the world, and surely one of the most important figures in modern history, awarded with the Nobel Peace Prize and countless other awards. But we must not forget that she was first of all a woman, a simple woman who has consciously decided to devote all her life to others. We should never forget this, because it's from this that we can find the will to imitate, in our small, such important and precious figures. Saint Teresa of Calcutta was born in Albania. After a difficult childhood with the premature death of her father, she showed an early interest in charity and mercy. She became a nun at 18 and, after a short stay in England and Ireland, she was sent to India. Since she was very young, she showed her love towards India and Calcutta in particular. On her arrival in India, she began by working as a teacher. However, the widespread poverty of Calcutta made a deep impression on her, and this led to her starting a new order called the Missionaries of Charity. The primary objective of this mission was to look after people whom nobody else was prepared to look after. Mother Teresa lived between Calcutta and Darjeeling, divided between prayer and charity, until in August 1946, while Calcutta was bloodied by independent fights, she was reached by the call within the call. She understood that she had to leave the quiet life of the convent to fully immerse in the poverty of those who lived in the street. Since then, even by fighting the rejection of the church itself, she began her mission as the poorest amongst the poor. She abandoned the black veil and assumed citizenship in the newly independent Republic of India. Soon, her example was followed by others. Around her began a bigger network of volunteers. Their tasks ranged from distributing food, teaching, assisting the sick, and dying. In 1950, Mother Teresa founded the Missionaries of Charity, a congregation devoted to the mercy and care of the poor and those in need. As a robe, Mother Teresa chose a white sari with blue stripes, the colors of the caste of the untouchables. Mother Teresa's influence grew rapidly, also thanks to the worldwide media attention. With the help of local and foreign personalities, she opened reception centers and cared for the poor, sick, and lepers. She received the visits of heads of state, the most powerful men in the world, and had a long friendship with Pope John Paul II, who already considered her a living patron of hospitality. It was not easy for Mother Teresa. When Mother Teresa returned to Calcutta, she was alone and as poor as those she longed to serve. Being the strong woman she was, she did not let that stand in her way. She begged for food and supplies to help the poor. She also began teaching children how to care for themselves. Sister Teresa saw a need for children to be educated. So she taught them lessons by writing in the dirt because they had no books and nothing to write with. Each day, more children gathered around for her lessons. It is during this time that she began to be called Mother Teresa. When Mother Teresa formed the Missionaries of Charity, she worked very hard to get the right people to help her. The women were required to work with the poor for 6 months, and only 8 years could take the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, and wholehearted free service of the poorest of the poor. She even required the women to be healthy because the physical work was difficult, able to learn, cheerful, and be able to smile. She believed that in order to love the person that you are serving, you must serve them cheerfully. She remained in charge of her congregation as long as health permitted her to, continuing to serve among her people, and died in her Calcutta at the age of 87. John Paul II started a special beatification process for her, only 2 years after her death, to confirm the holiness that accompanied her throughout her life. In 1979, she received the Nobel Peace Prize, and after her death was canonized as Saint Teresa. Mother Teresa is a great inspiration to me because of how committed she was to her work. Despite all the hardships she had been through in her life, and more so, she continued to endure through that pain to help those who needed it the most and those who she loved the most. Her legacy still exists today among the many people we see helping out the poor and those on the front lines today. Who inspires you? Send me the names of inspirational people around you. Thank you.